SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh. What did I just see, ladies and gentlemen? Someone tell me, what did they just see along with me? Did they just see the most ridiculous thing on television or the most hilarious thing on television? To be honest, it feels like both at the same time. It's ridiculous and hilarious at the same time, and it got over. But before we get to that, let's get to this. We got, I think I'm going to start with the Randy Orton versus the Luke Gallows. Is Bray Wyatt finally being pushed? To be honest, I don't know. Yes, they finally allowed him to use the coffin like Kane has used, like The Undertaker has used. I know that once or twice, I think Mankind might have used the coffin, but generally it's always been Kane and it's always been The Undertaker. Some other wrestlers have tried it, but they're the ones who do it all the time. And a Bray Wyatt character is supposed to be the one that's supposed to start using this. I don't know. Seeing Kane come out of the coffin makes me very wary, because I feel like this is just a quick plot device to get Kane over and Randy Orton over, then Bray Wyatt. Because this worries me. Bray Wyatt literally is not doing anything. I know a lot of people love him. I still love him, but he's doing nothing. I want to see him in the tag division. I'm saying this. Tag division, Bray Wyatt. Tag division, Luke Gallows. Tag division champs, the Wyatts. Why not have gold around their freaking waist? I don't understand why not. I don't understand why not. I just don't get it. I don't want to see the Spirit Squad get the titles. And let's move on to the Spirit Squad and The Miz versus the Odd Couple and the Dolph Ziggler. Let's be honest here, ladies and gentlemen. As much as everybody's happy to see Dolph as IC champ, who is the one that was most cheered? It wasn't Rhino. It wasn't The Miz. It wasn't the Spirit Squad. And it definitely wasn't Dolph. It was Heath Slater has the most pops. I've always said this. Heath has ability to get the people over. Is he a great tactician in the ring? No. Does he have the physique? No. Does he have the size? No. But he is charismatic enough to get himself over big. And that's the reason why people was cheering like crazy for him. In the end, the heels win, but that makes me wonder, instead of the Wyatts going after the WWE SmackDown tag titles, they're going to be doing nothing. And the Spirit Squad is being lined up and going up against the Odd Couple of Rhino and Heath Slater. I just don't believe that's good booking. I don't. I could be wrong that the Spirit Squad is going after the titles, but it feels like it. I just don't like it. I'm being truthful. Here's something that I had a problem seeing because of the stream, but I watched most of Carmella and Nikki Bella. How can I say this? We all know they're trying to sponsor Total Bellas. It's still a WWE series. That's what it's coming out as. That's what it is. And I can understand they're trying to push it. Carmella's saying that she's selfish, greedy, and she's a gold digger, trying to use John Cena. And trying to use the WWE fans and universe, whatever you want to call yourselves. Do I believe this is a stronger type of feud than if Becky Lynch was still there facing Alundra Bliss? Oh, hell yeah, it is. It is much more stronger because of Nikki Bella. Because she was gone for several months, because she was a former champion, it makes perfect sense to have a up-and-coming going against an old one who has a jacked neck. I didn't see what happened at the very end of it because I lost the stream. You guys can tell me what happened if there was a fight. I had to take a guess it had to be a fight. And possibly Nikki got over on Carmella because she's gotten nailed at least twice by Carmella from behind. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Next, Natalya. Why? Why Natalya? I can understand her going to Daniel Bryan saying, I want to be the first one signed up for the 5-on-5 women's elimination match at Survivor Series. I have no problem. But didn't we just go through this a couple of years ago when Natalya was doing the fart thing? and then Natalya was doing the pooping or urinating thing. Why is she now doing the cat thing? Why? I don't want to see Natalya do something silly like this. She got a teeth fix, which is great. She looks fine. But I don't want to see her do some stupid gimmick that WWE thinks they're going to make her look funny. I don't want her funny. She's a good wrestler that can act like a nice heel when she's pushed right. I don't need this. But this is how it looked. Here's something I think might work, but I'm not sure. Apollo Crews! Ooh. Damn it. Sorry, I keep forgetting that my ear's still sensitive. Sometimes it's fine. Other times, I can listen to something very low and it sounds hugely high. This Bell palsy acts weird. But you got Apollo Crews versus Curt Hawkins. Now, I haven't spoken about it at all on purpose because I wasn't sure how they're going to book the guy when he came on TV. He was never a very strong talent. He never was. When he was working with Edge and his partner, it wasn't bad, but as a singles competitor, they never really pushed him well, and he didn't really seem like he had a lot of charisma. Now, when I see this, it makes me think he could have good charisma if he's pushed in the right way. And him getting his lights knocked out almost by Apollo Crews, and then he says, you know what? You ruined everything in my debut, I'm walking away. Might actually work for him. For his personality, it might work. And I don't know if that was an announcer or himself that was pre-recorded. Might have been. But it actually worked for him. If he has someone announcing with his music or a pre-recording of himself announced while he's walking to the ring, it sounds pretty good and actually would probably work for him. Now here's something I didn't like at all. Naomi against Alundra Bliss, and Naomi lost. Naomi lost. Naomi, out of any woman who's wrestling, she was getting the most loudest pops next to Nikki Bella. I'm sorry, if anybody thinks she's not getting pops as big as Nikki Bella, they're wrong. They're both getting almost equal amounts of pop. Naomi's a little bit lower than Nikki because Nikki's been in the high-level title scene and she just came back from neck surgery. So she's going to have higher pops than Naomi. But Naomi, no, this is Nikki Bella. This is Naomi. She's just shy of her. And I'm sorry, if anybody thinks I'm wrong, explain why. Because when it comes down to it, people want to see Naomi. Her new look is working well. Her ring attire is working well. Her entrance is working well. Her ring work is actually doing very well. People like her ring work. They like her. So seeing her lose made me angry. I know this is because Alundra Bliss has nothing to do. I know. But they could have dragged this out a little bit longer. They still have until November, 2.5 to 2 weeks. They could have dragged this out until the very end, and then it would make better sense than just jobbing out Naomi now. Why not make this clear that Naomi could be a contender? They could have had a DQ in the match, and they still didn't know who was the winner. Then they could have had arguments about Naomi having the right to become one of the people in the next, Armageddon, the next pay-per-view. She could have had an argument with that. They could have dragged this out another week or two before Armageddon comes out, if that's the next one that's there. You guys can tell me below. I haven't checked. Because I know Hell in a Cell is coming up in about a week. So, I just felt like this was dumb. Bad freaking booking for Alundra Bliss to have something to do. And then Naomi. So what's going to happen with Alundra Bliss for the next 2 weeks? She's already beaten Naomi. They're going to make her job again, which makes no sense whatsoever. I'm just saying. Jack Swagger versus Baron Corbin. And Morgan Hyde, dude. I'm saying this now. I'm going to get the Booking the Fan done. It's going to take a little time because I have stuff I have to do. As you know, I now have a new series I'm doing. And I think I need to do some refining on the intro because it still looks kind of choppy. But when it comes down to it, you're going to get your Booking the Fan done. And you don't need to do a booking on me. I'm not worrying about that. That's not something I believe is right for myself. But anyway, he loves Baron Corbin. Corbin. I'm sorry, I botch a lot of times. Sometimes I know the names, other times I don't, particularly if I feel frustrated about it. And when it comes to Baron, I just felt like this was unnecessary. I felt like it was over between him and Jack Swagger. I just don't feel like Jack is the right opponent for him. To be honest, I feel like Baron Corbin should go up against Kane, because they had that one moment of looking at each other, two big guys, and you could say, you know what? Kane used to be bad. He ain't nobody. I'm the next generation. I'm the next generation of big men. He's nothing but garbage. And that would have started a feud that I actually would get behind, because Baron is supposed to be the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner. He should be the next generation of big guys. On SmackDown, and we're getting nothing from him. Jack Swagger is not the next generation big guy. He's been around a very long time. I don't hate Jack. In fact, I think it's time for him to leave and go to TNA or ROH. They need big guys in ROH or TNA. They need them. He actually would make better sense in the ROH environment or TNA environment, because they really need more people. That's just me. But when it comes down to it, I'm glad he won, and I'm hoping this is over, but I don't believe it is. And I'm hoping if it is over, he moves on to Kane. Kane is not doing bad right now. But the problem is he's working with Randy Orton, and he's working against the Wyatts. So I really feel like nothing's going to happen. Let me see. I think I talked about the 6-man tag. Yeah, I did. So what do we got left? There is only one thing left, and that is the last thing, and that is AJ versus Ellsworth. My gosh. By the Great Spirit, what the hell did I watch? That was awesomely ridiculous. I said this last week, and I still stand by it. That was midget wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. It was midget wrestling. It's like a Hornswoggle type of guy. Or a Mike Winkleworth or something. I can't remember the guy from ECW. He wasn't a trained professional. He got into the ring, and he got his ass kicked every single time, but he still won the crowd over. I can't remember the guy's name. Maybe somebody can remember his last name, but I remember his name was Mikey. Mikey will eat anything. That's what this James Ellsworth was. He ate whatever they threw at him. They threw him out of the ring and into the ring almost 6 or 7 times. He got his elbow scratched up, so they're going to be showing blood. That means they're going to have to pay the FCC $10,000 fine. They're not supposed to show blood in any form at all. And he had a scraped up elbow, and I think that would qualify. If it doesn't, that's good. But I'm sure it's going to qualify between a $5,000 or $10,000 fine for them. They're not allowed to show any blood whatsoever on live television. But taking away from that, was this funny? Yes. Having Dean Ambrose not be the ref and be everything else, the ring announcer, the bell keeper, announcer, period. It was stupid and it was funny. Was this good for AJ Styles? No. I'm going to be honest here, ladies and gentlemen. As funny as it was, and AJ is the type of person that's going to sell it. Andre, I know you see my videos periodically. You're always busy. I know you do watch. I'm saying this truthfully. I'm not happy AJ's in this position. He is getting paid and he's getting exposure, but when they are willing to start joking around and doing midget wrestling on a newly minted champion on their show, it doesn't look good for him. And I don't like it. As funny as it was, and it worked, it doesn't make me feel good that AJ Styles is the one they do this with. They're not going to do this with John Cena. They're not going to do this with Randy Orton. They're not going to do this with Kane. Well, maybe I should take that back because they have done this with Kane with Daniel Bryan. I take that back. But John Cena and Randy Orton, they would never do this with. Triple H, they would never do this with. They have worked many years in the business, but they don't have as much exposure as AJ Styles, who's gone to New Japan Pro Wrestling, who's gone to AAA, who's gone to practically every known strong promotion. He should get better than this. And I feel like he's not. As funny as it is, and that's going to be a boost in the ratings, it just doesn't feel right to me personally. Even though AJ was willing to go with this and accept it, it doesn't feel right. It don't. And Andre, if you're going to do your response to this, I don't blame you for getting irate. Like last week you did your video, you were freaking irate. I don't blame you for getting mad and having a rant. Because honestly, I want to see AJ Styles change his character more. I don't want him doing the face and runs the place. I don't want to see him bite off of John Cena. I want to see AJ Styles, the one I knew from TNA, that doesn't need to bite off Ric Flair. He doesn't need to bite off John Cena. He doesn't need to bite off Booker T. He doesn't need to bite off anybody. He just does what he feels is right. And that's what I want to see. Oh, my ear. Ugh. Sorry. But this is just my point of view. You guys tell me below, and I hope you enjoyed the Zane's View. Please give me a comment below. I'm going to leave a link to my first Reality of Wrestling review. Tell me how you feel about it. I think there's only 1 or 2 people that seen it. If you like it, tell me if you want to see more of it. If you don't like it, or you still don't know how to feel about it, if you're on the fence, I'll still do some more reviews of it. But I really want to know if you guys really want to see this, because as far as I'm concerned, I feel that Booker T's promotion should be seen and reviewed. It is still a promotion, even if it's a low tier promotion. It's rare that we see any black wrestlers open up a promotion that we can actually see, because usually you don't. You have to get tapes or DVDs or go to the website. I want to hear your point of view of it. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.